Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that when we examine the entire Skywalker saga, Disney Star Wars really is heading in a more positive direction for the fans to really witness when it comes to these new Star Wars movies, these new Star Wars TV shows, the books, the novels, and the comics, you name it. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Bob Iger and Bob Chapek that I think a lot of fans are really looking up to is the fact that they are the ones responsible for really allowing John, George, and Dave Filoni to really work all together as a team in order to deliver new, authentic Star Wars stories, whether it be TV shows or movies at that, to really evolve the Star Wars brand, to really kind of reach it to the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's going to take a high success rate of new Star Wars movies and TV shows doing very well at the box office or doing very well with the ratings on Disney+. Now, when we look at what Bob Iger and Chapek want to do, is they really want to bring it, like I say, to the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, also known as the MCU, not to necessarily compete with both of their franchises because Disney owns both Marvel and Lucasfilm, but that they also want to have two successful, franchises on, their entire fleet here when it comes to their franchises that they do in fact own. So, when it comes to Star Wars, alright, a lot of fixing does indeed need to be made. A lot of fans may disagree, but a lot of fans will also agree with me that Star Wars really does need a lot of repair to be done. Now, with that being said, of course, what's really exciting is the fact that since the very end of the Skywalker saga, Disney and Lucasfilm have been evolving the franchise with their new Star Wars universe in order to create authentic Star Wars projects moving forward to satisfy the Star Wars fandom. It's described that Chapek is drastically changing how Lucasfilm handles Star Wars with their new Star Wars TV shows and movies in order to make the brand as successful as it can be. However, during and after the Rise of Skywalker premiere, many interviews were given to many of the creators and actors of the sequel trilogy, including actor Adam Driver, who portrayed Ben Solo/Kylo Ren in the films, to where Adam Driver revealed something huge of Kathleen Kennedy. Driver went on to state that Kathleen Kennedy was the one responsible for not allowing Ben Solo to survive in the film, as she wanted the Skywalker saga to end for good, so that there would be no loose ends to the point where Disney could have the possibility of going back to the Skywalker Star Wars movies. Now, Adam Driver continued to state that Kennedy also did not want Ben Solo to have too much time or too many action scenes in the third act of the film, since she wanted to give it all to Rey, and that many of his scenes were cut from the film as Ben Solo that he had trained from multiple Ben Solo scenes that unfortunately did not make it to the final cut of the movie for the fans to witness. Not just that, but also Adam Driver revealed that Kennedy's decisions with reshoots made it very hard for the cast and crew to develop the film, with some setbacks to the story that were made, all because of Kathleen Kennedy and what she changed to the ultimate story. So in case you guys did not know, there was supposed to originally be a lot more Ben Solo scenes in Episode 9 in comparison to what we got in The Rise of Skywalker's final cut. In fact, Adam Driver originally had a lot of action scenes as Ben Solo, a lot more dialogue as Ben Solo, that was going to give us a more detailed look into the character. Kathleen Kennedy did not want that. She essentially wanted Ben Solo to be a mute in the movie. Technically, yes, he does talk to his father, but that's during his transition from Kylo Ren to Ben Solo. When you actually have Ben Solo on the world of Exegol, not a word comes out of his mouth besides him saying "ow" when he grabs that massive chain that leads down to the very bottom of Exegol. Now, when we look at everything related to Ben Solo, obviously, so much more could have been done. Kylo Ren in the final film of the Skywalker saga. As Ben Solo, he also did a great job, but so much more could have been explored if it weren't for Kathleen Kennedy. Now, not just that, the other thing that I think a lot of fans really have an issue with is the fact that Kennedy actually decided to do all these reshoots and these rewrites, and that really caused a lot of problems with the cast and the crew, and that ultimately led to a lot of setbacks for many of the story elements to Evil, for changing out many of those sequences in the third act of the film, where she actually had a lot of reshoots done in late 2018 and early 2019. And the fact that, you know, she really didn't want Ben Solo to actually have as much limelight as Rey in the movie, I think it just shows that she really doesn't care for all the Skywalkers as, you know, a lot of fans would hope so. You know, I think the fact that Ben Solo could have had a lot more action and a lot more dialogue, and she just did not want that because she wanted to dial it down on the Skywalkers, I think it just goes against the Star Wars fandom, to be quite honest with each and every one of you guys out there. So, with that being said, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.